Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Rolene Marks, checking in to see how you are all doing. I know it's April the 1st, and I just received a WhatsApp that I thought you might all appreciate to say, why don't we cancel April the 1st? Because seriously, we couldn't make this nonsense up. But I hope you're all keeping safe and healthy, and making sure that you kept busy while we all self-isolate because of the spread of coronavirus. It is our pleasure to keep you up to date with what's happening here in Israel. The news comes to you directly from Israel, Mondays to Thursdays, hot off the press. And just a reminder that next week we will only have 3 Israel briefs because we will be entering the festival of Pesach or Passover and won't be broadcasting on Thursday night. But without further ado, let's take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel. And the news headlines are absolutely dominated by coronavirus. And the statistics are as follows. In the West Bank, we've been notified that there are 134 confirmed cases of corona, and so far only 1 fatality. In Israel, and this is largely due to the escalation in the amount of testing, we've got 5,591 cases of corona. But the numbers that are very important are the low fatality rates. At the moment, Israel has only lost 21 people to corona, and our thoughts and our prayers are with the loved ones and the families of anybody who has been affected and has lost somebody because of the virus. And very importantly, the severe cases are only at 92, which if you look at it in the grand scheme of things is low. But also on a more positive side, we've had an escalation in the amount of people who've recovered. At the moment, we've got 226 reported recoveries. Now, why these numbers are so important is because it helps us determine how we proceed moving forward. And yesterday, Defense Minister Naftali Bennett unveiled his plans to how he proposes to slowly or gradually wake up the economy of Israel. At the moment, 1 in every 4 Israelis is unemployed, and I'm sure the numbers around the world are also escalating rapidly, and the concern is not just the spread of the virus, but the toll that it will take on many people's mental health. And we're very concerned if we will see a spike in the amount of suicides. So the plan put forward by Israel's National Security Advisor and Defense Minister is to increase the amount of testing, and any clusters or anywhere where it's found to have a high concentration of coronavirus, people will be isolated and they will be tested. But people who are able to get back to work or to continue to work without any health issues, they will be allowed to start going back to work gradually. Also behind this plan is the idea that anybody who reports a sore throat or a temperature is to contact their doctor immediately. They would be tested, and we will see from there if they're corona positive or not. So these are the reported plans, and it is hope that as we finish the Passover holiday on the 15th of April, that we can start seeing, or start at least looking at ways to wake up the economy. It's also reported that there's a high possibility that schools in Israel will be remained closed until at least the beginning of May. Also in the news today, Prime Minister Netanyahu announcing that anybody who comes from abroad, all arrivals, not just people coming from hotspots like Spain or Italy or the United States, will have to enter quarantine in one of our hotels. And hotels have been set aside specifically for quarantine purposes, and there is a possibility that they could be tested on arrival. And one of the concerns also is the extremely high level of infection rates in the ultra-Orthodox communities. Now, there has been a lot of controversy over the last couple of days, many saying that they are flouting the laws of self-isolation and social distancing. And yesterday, an argument breaking out between the mayor of Bnei Brak and the health minister who wanted to cordon off these areas, and then saying, you are actually going to create ghettos. But there has been an increase in the amount of infections. In fact, it's disproportionate, and it's a concern that this affects not just individuals but whole families. And while we are self-isolating, many of us are resorting to online entities like Zoom to conduct meetings, to be sociable with people. I know I use it quite a bit, not just for business meetings, but also to do my daily workout with a group of friends from the gym. But there have been warnings by organizations like the Anti-Defamation League to beware of something called Zoom bombing. This is when white supremacists or neo-Nazis or anti-Semites might crash your Zoom meeting, and there have been cases where people will engage in a meeting and all of a sudden somebody will flash a swastika or say something that's extremely offensive and derogatory. So just to keep an eye out on that, and if that does happen while you're conducting meetings, to please contact the authorities. So those are the top stories making headlines in Israel today. We still don't have a final unity government, but we're working on it. And if you're looking for something to read, check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. There's an article written by me, my hopes for the kind of world we will emerge into when we start to come out of lockdown. It's my hopes and my beliefs, and I'd be interested to hear yours. So you can check out the article on Facebook as well. And while you're there, give us a like and a follow, and share your thoughts, your hopes and beliefs for the kind of world you would like to see once we emerge from this. And very importantly, we also have a YouTube channel. We are at the Israel Brief. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button and you will be notified when we post an Israel Brief. So in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all staying healthy. And just I want to take a moment just to give a big shout out to everybody, truck drivers, supermarket workers, sanitation workers, and of course the incredible medical professionals all working round the clock to keep us safe. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. I'm Rolene Marks, and this is the Israel Brief.